All right, so I know that this is last minute. Hold on. Dude, I'm going online right now with a live stream, and I am announcing these setups right now. Well, also be short on the ES. Yep, we just hit that target, or that, I'm sorry, that setup. Long on the Mexican peso. All right, well, I'll check that. Unfortunately, my interactive broker account doesn't allow trading. It doesn't list the Mexican peso. It's really odd. Right, the USD MXN pair, right, and maybe go on simple FX, right? All right, dude, you're the best. Bye. That was my partner in the AI embodiment. And yes, we are short the ES right now. And let me just bring up those calls for today, the setups for today. They're in here somewhere. There they are. All right, so we have a short in the ES that just got triggered. We just broke 2904. I think we're maybe at 2905 right now, but I'll check that in a second. My friend also says that we are long on the Mexican peso. All right, so these are the setups here. So make sure that you record these for today and track them. And right now, I'm going to go over each individual call and see where we're at here. All right. Hold on. Now I need to share the screen again. All right, so here we are with the ES. There were two possibilities. One is that if we had dropped down to 28.72.75, that we would go long. The other is what just triggered, and that is going short should we reach the 29.04.25, and we did. We went a little bit above that, and so I'm short now right here on that call. The next one I had mentioned was the Mexican peso, and now, my friend said that we were long the Mexican. Well, maybe what he means is that we're long the forex. On the futures, we would be short. So the Mexican peso has broken above this level, so we would go short. Now, if it were the forex version, then this would all be the kind of the inverse, because it's the pair with the USD would be the inverse. It would be the USD. Mexican peso as opposed to the Mexican peso USD. So so there we are. There's another entry. Will be if you're in futures, we would be short. So actually, taking a short from up here, I guess that, and with a relatively modest target. Let's take a look at the third, and that's the Japanese yen. And this is kind of an interesting one. We're saying short if it were to come up and reach 0.00909. So there are the three calls for today. And of course, being in the ES right now in the ES, the embodiment AI has instructed us to go short. All right, now, hold on. Let me bring me back to real life live. Get off the screen share. All right, and for posterity's sake, it is now Thursday, 9:09 in the morning, and that would be September 13th here on the East Coast. These are artificial intelligence calls from our embodiment AI that I've been putting out there for quite some time, actually. In the beginning of this year, I had put out, I don't know, 25 such calls with a success rate of around 90%. And then restarted them up again just recently in the past week and a half or so, put out about, I don't know, 6 or 7 calls. Now, these calls were a little bit different than before. These calls we're looking for, or the embodiment is looking for retracements and kind of predicting in the future, future conditions. And the ones that have hit, they don't always hit. And maybe I'd say 2 out of 5 hit, something like that. And the ones that hit so far over the past week, I think there's been about 7 or 8 of them. Every single one of them has ended up a winner. So combined, you can see that the embodiment AI is pretty good. It has a success rate of, I'd say, around 90%, maybe better. And the return on capital is phenomenal, particularly when you're using futures. Now, some people can't trade the futures, and so what I would recommend is Simple FX. Now, Simple FX or other similar products might be like One Broker. What they do is they provide proxies for all the futures contracts as well as stocks too, and you can fund those accounts, a Simple FX account with Bitcoin, and then you're actually buying, I think, what they call bits. And then these bits are used like dollars to trade, I guess, micro versions of these futures contracts. So it's a way that people with not a lot of money can actually get into the futures market. And so you might want to check that out. Anyways, that is what's happening this morning. And so we'll be very interested in see how this all pans out later today. Now, the rules are that any of these calls, and should they get triggered, well, we look for, we have a 24-hour period where they can get triggered. Now, these calls were made prior or when this particular session started, which would have been 6 o'clock last night. And so if they do not get triggered by 6 o'clock or the close of this market, which would be 5 o'clock Eastern time today, then those calls are off the board. If they do get triggered and we are in that trade, then we give it 4 days to reach its target. Those are the rules. 24 hours, actually it's 23 hours to see the realization of the prediction. And then once it has been entered, 4 days to realize the target. And we, this just happened yesterday where we were in our 3rd day, I think, with gold, and we were in the trade, and it was way, way short. And we stuck with it because we have that 4-day rule, and it ended up being a fantastic winner. So that's how this works. Make sure that you follow those rules. Also, I'm going to this is going to be a lead into today's Live and Let Die show later today at 1 p.m. Eastern, which I do every day, Monday through Friday. And there's a big change in that. I know I've been talking a lot about crypto, and I'm going to continue to talk about crypto, but I'm going to expand the conversation. And at first I thought I'd expand it into, general markets, but that is so freaking boring. And I thought, man, what has the most potential out there? And what am I most passionate about? And that's cannabis. Cannabis, in my estimation, in the future, is going to eclipse crypto by many orders of magnitude. And in fact, may be one of the predominant markets of all markets, at least all commodity-based markets in the future. Of course, it's going to take some time for us to get over the stigma that we have here in the United States. But once that is done, Canada has made some great strides there, and they've done a fantastic job of realizing the potential of it. Although they still have enough stalwarts within the government and in Canada that still think that it's a gateway drug and it's evil and all this other stuff. But at least they have legalized it from a national point of view. I see that the United States will be legalizing from a national point of view very soon. And when that happens, and then the research starts being initiated. And then the new products, both industrial, medical, and recreational. All right. A lot of people don't realize that the industrial use of cannabis and the medical use of cannabis, I think the medical use of cannabis alone is going to disrupt the pharmaceutical industry. And but the industrial use in plastics and in clothing and paper and other products, everyday products, are going to totally eclipse the medical use and the recreational use, although those markets are going to be huge as well. I literally see the cannabis industry as perhaps being the single biggest industry worldwide in, let's say, the next 15 years, without a doubt. That's my prediction. It's going to bring in a new era. It's that important of a plant. This plant that our government has been suppressing since the 1930s, first from greedy points of view, industrial titans points of view, and then from a power point of view in the 70s. The government and people in the government know its potential, but they're playing to their base. This is going to be the new frontier. All right, that's all I've got to say about that. Again, the embodiment AI, I will go one more time just to show you the setups in case you missed it. There are the setups. Check them out. The ES is the E-mini S&P. The JY is the Japanese yen. The MP1, that's the Mexican peso. And then this is the Forex version of the Japanese yen. All right. The way you read these is that either there's going to be a buy or a sell, depending on which way the market goes in the ES. We only see a sell for the Japanese yen should it hit this level. And for the Mexican peso, there could be either a buy or a sell, depending on which way the market goes. All right, there you go. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you this afternoon. Please share this video. Please put some likes down there. Smash that like button. I hate saying that. That sounds so corny. But please hit the like button, share this video, and join me at 1 p.m. for the live conversation. I mean, that's what this is all about. The live conversation at 1 p.m., the Live and Let Die show. That's what I base it all around. Get your input and have real conversation with you about these markets. But we are going to start compartmentalizing and eventually moving almost exclusively over to cannabis. Right now, it is going to be cannabis or crypto. I already know what the answer is, but I'll let you decide. See you then. See you next video. Thank you very much. Bye.